Now today's video is very exciting because I'm at the existing location of Dubai, one of the very prime location of Dubai. So yesterday I had one very interesting meeting with one of my clients from US. He's basically managing a lot of real estate portfolio or some trophy assets in LA. And he was discussing with me, what are the major prime locations in Dubai where he can, buy and rent. And one thing that I learned from him is that, he's more interested. He told me that the people who are seasoned investor in US, they are not very much interested in ROI, but they are more interested in GRM, the gross rent multiplier. Now, they want something which is very undersupplied in the market, and their demand is ever increasing year on year. Now, if we look at the whole supply, we already have discussed in the previous videos, but if we look at the whole supply of Dubai and we narrow it down, we come to the most limited supply unit. We are left with some ultra luxury developments in this city. And ultra luxury, whenever I say ultra luxury, meaning tip of the palm, villa on the tip of the palm, address sky views, Lana Rochester collection, address Grand, which is upcoming on a very premium location on the downtown. Now right now I'm at the very hot spot at the crown of Palm. There is a new launch coming up by Beyond, and I've been a very big believer for this developer because I know they have big plans and I know they will never compromise their brand name. And they are not very much about the profit, but they are more about delivering and making a statement in the market. So if you can see on the right hand side, just wanted to show you the location and then we will go on to what are they coming up with. So this is basically the buildings that you are seeing there, some old classic contemporary looking hotel, that is Kempinski. Right next to Kempinski is our Raffles, and then right next to Kempinski and Raffles is our 8 Palm, and then in between there is a plot. Now it's very hot, to be honest with you. It's a wave of it's a heat wave going on right now, and I'm standing outside and it's scorching hot right now. Now I will try to go to the location of the plot to show you the complete view. If not, I will give you the images of the plot so that you can understand the view and the location. And in the last part of this video, we will end up discussing the whole location, the floor plans, what are the price projections we are seeing, what are the future projections we are seeing, what are the expected rents after looking at the whole data of the Palm, what kind of properties on the Palm are performing very well. Now at this location, this is basically the tip of the Palm. This is basically the crown jewel of the Palm, where most of the hotels are there. There is another development under construction, and on the left hand side, if you can show, this is basically our at Royal Atlantis, where in some cases, if you see the Royal Atlantis development, is very unique on the Palm. There is nothing like this on the Palm right now. Now on the front side of the Royal Atlantis, if any unit that you will be able to find on the secondary market, on the beach side, the premium unit, the premium views of the Palm, you are looking at the price per square feet of minimum 8,000 to 9,000 price per square feet. I'm being very conservative right now. If you see the listings, which I will get into that part later, the current listings which are available in the market right now in the Royal Atlantis. Now whoever bought Royal Atlantis, they never bought it to trade or just they're buying to make profits out of it. They bought it as a trophy asset, and it becomes some kind of an investment because it's so unique right now in the whole island, of the Palm, that it also keeps on increasing, because the people who are looking for the ultra luxury development in Dubai, they are keenly focused on the uniqueness, the exclusivity, and what are they getting, what kind of quality that they are getting, what can they do with it in the coming few years time. Now anyone who have bought in Royal Atlantis, they don't want to sell it off. You won't be able to find tons of listings like any other development in Dubai for this kind of beautiful luxury that they have developed. No doubt, when Royal Atlantis got launched, it took some time to really sell this project out, because one bed for 7 million at that time, the starting price, I'm not talking about the average price right now, but one bed for 7 million on a payment plan, it takes some time. There are very few people who can understand the uniqueness of these kinds of development. Now that we have already developed the case study, we know what's going to happen with this new launch of Beyond. Right next to Kempinski, they are also coming up with some unique feature for their properties. They're also coming up with an ocean mansion. I will show it to you on the model. I'm right now at the new sales gallery of Beyond, where they are coming up with the master development of Passo, and inside that they have just launched their first tower. We'll discuss about the prices, the payment plan, the category of the apartment, the floor plan, which floor plans to select, what kind of views you will be getting. Now stay tuned with me. Now, this is a very unique development by Beyond. Beyond is basically changing the game, the landscape of real estate of Dubai. And they, as experienced before in Maritime City, they always publish their plans, like what kind of architects that they are using, what kind of designers that they're using, which we will come to that part later during the end of this video. But right now, I just wanted to show you guys the model. So basically, this is a beautiful model right next to the plot of Kempinski. So the whole, basically the two towers, the whole development is named as Passo. And this is basically the first tower that they are coming up with the name of Avita. And this is the Bella. Right now, they are launching only this part. So just to give you a perspective, this is 250 units. This is more than 350 units. And right opposite, as you can see, it's a well lit up model in which there are so many lazy pools, infinity pools, edge pools, so many seating area, the cabanas, and you can see that there are beautiful ocean front mansions on the front, only 6 of them. And there are only 3 to 5 penthouses in the total development of the whole total master development of Passo. So if we want to buy something, as a trophy asset or anything that we want to hold on to it long enough, even after the handover, and we want to maximize our ROI, we should always target those kinds of assets which are very limited in supply in the whole development. And you can see these ocean mansions in the front. These are it looks like a super yacht. So as you can see, if you can zoom it in, there are private pools, and it's a G+3 structure. And all 6 of them are basically comprises of 11,000 square feet of a plot. So let me show you another thing. So basically, the whole development is basically having the full sea views from the front side and the back side. It's the most premium views in this development, which the units which will be facing towards the palm side. But some people are more comfortable with open sea views. As you can see, how they have valued and how they have made sure the building design, and they tilted the style of the building in a way that every floor plan will have a complete sea views. Also on the ground floor, in the most development in Dubai, there is nothing special about it. So as you can see, on the ground floor, they have given you a special 1 beds and 2 beds unit with their private pools, seating area. So you can see that they have made something so special. They have changed the size a little bit. And also in the whole development, there are elite residences which have some added feature inside their apartment with an extra room, which we can get into the details part later. But to give you a perspective, they have completely given you a very unique development on this specific area of the Palm. Now, this is basically the entrance of the tower, and you will go from this side, take a U-turn, come back, and this is our grand lobby area where you could see there is a waterfall. There's a waterfall on that side as well. So there are multiple entries and exits to inside this development. You must be thinking one problem here, that if you were to buy an oceanfront mansion on the front side, let me show you what I'm talking about so that you will have a complete idea. Now I know you must be thinking there is a doubt that 250 units in this and 350 units in this. So, and there are like six of the mansions with 11,000 square feet of a plot. Who would buy something very exclusive with the problem of getting a lot of crowd on the beach whenever they want to use it? Now, same thing is with the Palm as well. You know, the villas on the fronts, you always have people using that beach. There is an exclusivity, but again, here they have created so many amenities on the rooftop, on the ground floor, on the inside the development, that even if we were to just imagine, like, people, like, there's a lot of people are using the beach, so you will have your own privacy at your own side. And also the developer is making sure that by the time when this project will be handing over, they will make something very unique to, you know, privatize the area of those villas, so that that beach will be only dedicated for those buyers who have the mansions. And also, if these mansion owners want to use their own private pool, they don't want to use the public amenities, of course they already have their private pool built in inside their villa. So it looks very amazing. Right now, if you were to find these kinds of villas on the Palm, the prices reach to minimum more than, you know, 200 million, 250 million. But the kind of a developer Beyond is backed by Omnia. You know, they never compromise on the quality. And also, you have a very big leverage to see how the market goes. The payment plan is only 60-40, 4 years payment plan. I will get into the prices part later, but 60-40 payment plan with 20% with the booking and then 10% every year. You know, it makes a lot of sense. Now, I know this is not for everyone, but anyone who is only looking for those prime locations in Dubai and they want the most exclusive location on Dubai, they are left with Jumeirah 1, the J1 beach, and then they are left with the Palm. And after that, you know, you have to move towards the Palm Jabal Ali side, which is a little bit further away in Dubai South. I know that will also make you a lot of returns in the coming future, but again, in the mainland, where you already have an existing location, you know, there is nothing to lose here. We already have so many case studies developed of Royal Atlantis the Palm. We already have case studies developed for other luxury hotel, the One Palm by Omniad. We know what kind of quality that they have delivered and what are the transacted price for their development on this specific location. So seems like a no-brainer, but let's discuss. We'll get into the presentation part and I will try to explain you more about the location. We'll try to explain you more about the floor plans of this development. Stick with me until the end of this video. And after that, I will leave that last feedback to your disposal. And then you can let me know in the comments, or you wanna jump on a call with me and we will discuss this part in more detail. Right, so we have seen already the location of the project which is coming up by Beyond. It's a beautiful, marvelous project coming on that location. You know, Palm Jumeirah is already an existing location for many years now, and the prices have quite appreciated for any kind of an asset which people have picked on the off-plan or even in the ready market of the beachfront villas. The prices have reached to a certain point right now that, you know, it needs some kind of a correction. But again, people have made more than 100% to 200%, in some cases 300% ROE. It all depending on your own holding capacity. So in this last part of this presentation, we're going to talk about you know, what has already happened in the ready market. What are the rentals looking like for that specific crescent where this new project of Passo is coming up. This is only the first tower which they are launching right now, only 250 units, very exclusive location. You know, I've received those kinds of inquiries from different parts of the world that, you know, people only want to buy something very safe, which is an existing location. They don't want to risk any kind of an investment when they're investing into the property in Dubai. They want to stay in the middle, whatever the prime zone, the red zones of Dubai, the most prime location. So this will help you understand. Right now, before jumping into the presentation, just to give you an understanding, Royal Atlantis is standing at more than 9,000 price per square feet, and this project, to make it more interesting, is basically launched at 6,600 price per square feet on an average. So there are different floor plans. which we can discuss that part later on, but let's go over to the presentation and understand what is coming up by this developer. Now, the developer history of Nakheel, basically just to give an understanding to those people who are very new to the channel or who are very new to the market of Dubai, you know, so that they can create an understanding after going through the history of this developer. So the whole, basically the master development of Palm Jumeirah is basically by Nakheel. Nakheel is the land bank of Dubai, government-backed developer. And they launched this specific project that, you know, in the whole world right now, it's very unique kind of an island, a man-made island, which was never built. There was a lot of doubts back then that it was a very ambitious project and something, you know, a lot of people doubted, but, you know, anyone who have bought, they know what happened and they know how much they have made returns on that. Now, construction delays happened. It launched in 2001. Construction delays happened and extended due to scale engineering complexities. So, you know, a lot of things developer didn't even anticipate it, like, you know, what kind of complications that they will face in the future. They, you know, the government of UAE, the developers of UAE are very ambitious. When they say something that they will do it, they always make sure that they always deliver on time. But again, you know, this kind of a complicated project already made the benchmark for a lot of developers. If they were to jump into these kinds of development, they already have a case study developed and they will not repeat the same mistakes again and again. Now in 2008, because of the financial crisis, the delays happened, but the current status, it's been more than 10 years after the Palm Jumeirah has been delivered. Now, current status is fully delivered. There are so many ultra luxury developments already standing there on the island of Palm Jumeirah, and it has become an existing location. Now, Palm Jumeirah has already become an existing location. It is a benchmark for Dubai. So in my previous video, I've explained the red zones where the most of the tourist influx is going. Palm Jumeirah is one of those kinds of locations where those HNIs and, you know, luxury travelers who are coming to spend in the city, they usually pick a branded residences or a branded hotel on the Palm, so that, you know, they want to experience how to feel like, you know, living on that beautiful island of the Palm Jumeirah. So everyone who have been to Dubai, I had the conversation with, who were basically, you know, willing to spend, and they came to, you know, invest as well. They came to do all kinds of activities in the city. They always stay on the Palm or downtown, any kind of a branded residences. Now, again, after going through the case study of the Palm Jumeirah, they came up with an even better and even bigger plan with Palm Jebel Ali. We already have, we can, you know, talk in very extended details, you know, what has happened on the launch of Palm Jebel Ali from the first crescent till up till now. All of the fronts which were launched, it got picked up. You know, a lot of people who have bought it, you might not be able to find, you know, still in the market, the trading is going on the premium, even if it's just 1 year for those fronts which have been launched in the market very recently. Now, Palm Jebel Ali will take time. It's a very massive project, but equivalent to Palm Jumeirah, same kind of, same number, or almost the same number of villas are being developed there, but it's a bigger size, like 10 times more than Palm Jumeirah. Distance between each front is quite high, which is 30 meters on the start of the fronts of Palm Jumeirah. Here in Palm Jebel Ali, you're seeing starting distance from the start of the front is 100 meters, and up on the tip of the front, you will be seeing a distance between each front of 400 meter maximum. So it's a very massive project. Right now, 60 to 65 hotels are planned on Palm Jumeirah, and 80 hotels are being planned on Palm Jebel Ali, just to give you a perspective like how big of a massive project Palm Jebel Ali is. Now the construction is on full swing. That is also inevitable, that is going to happen, but this location have already become the center of Dubai. Yeah, of course, yeah, home to iconic brands and high profile residents, that's for sure. We have already discussed this. Now let's understand the capital appreciation and investment behavior. The strong long-term appreciation since launch. Of course, there were some times that the dips were happening, the market was not able to absorb that kind of a price point. And you know, back in the days, I also remember that there were garden homes on Palm Jumeirah were being sold for like 3 million and 3 million plus. But now, like, you won't be able to find this kind of a price on Palm Jumeirah. So it is considered as a blue chip real estate asset in Dubai, that's for sure, 100%. Now, Palm Jumeirah, anyone who have invested in the Palm, they really can understand and resonate with me. Whatever is mentioned on this presentation, that it remains the flagship project on the luxury coastal line of Dubai. It has become the most prime location. Because going through all the economic cycles, going through all kinds of cycles which Dubai has already faced, Palm Jumeirah still remains the most, wonder of the world. So anything you will pick up here will appreciate if it's unique, if it's with the right developer. You might not be able to find these kinds of opportunity every year. Of course, in the previous video of Beyond, I also explained like that there's a scarcity of the beachfront land in Dubai. Now, as much as the land is becoming scarce, you have to move towards Dubai South, because they are only on that side you will be able to find some kind of new developments coming up in the near future. Right now, still it's not too late. You can secure an asset on the most prime locations of Dubai, but after a few years time, we'll be talking about it. Look what happened, and whatever the opportunity comes and goes, because right now Dubai have already developed its brand name. So we are right now, we can't get into that kind of a doubt. The only discussion which is remaining is like what kind of floor plans to pick up, what kind of uniqueness of the project we should pick up, what kind of developers to work. So this is why I'm presenting you this presentation. Now, that's 100% that Palm Jumeirah set the gold standard to Dubai. People know that this is the gold standard in Dubai. Like if you want to pick up anything, you would go for either the J1 beach, which is right next to Marsa Al Arab and Burj Al Arab, and then after that, the beachfront properties, you would go for the highest top echelon of real estate is basically the Palm Jumeirah. Now the Passo by Beyond, after a very long time, there is a very new development came which made a lot of sense price wise for a lot of investors in the market who can take an entry into this project. And I 100% know that after looking at the case studies of the rentals on the close proximity to that plot, if you pick up the right floor plans, you will be able to win in this opportunity that they are coming up with. They have really rightly priced their product, which we'll come to that part later. But basically this is explaining the same thing, that this is the last West Crescent plot, beachfront plot remaining, and it is being picked up by Beyond, and Beyond is doing the development. Omniat, basically, who is the parent company, they have already delivered one Palm on the Palm Jumeirah, and we have already seen the prices. It has more than double the price at which they were launched. Now they are also making up, there is another project, Orla is under development, which we have seen. When I was outside of the sales gallery, I was showing it to you. There was a development going on. That development was basically an Orla, and it is going on full swing. We went there, we have seen it. Now Omniat already have a high stake, so they are basically doing all kinds of seafront and beachfront, top luxury destination of Dubai. They are doing the construction, they are doing the developments there, and they never cease to amaze us with their quality. So proximity, this Passo have the proximity like a few minutes distance to Atlantis, the Royal, the Burj Al Arab, the Marina, and the Sheikh Zayed Road. Now the specific project of Passo, if you have seen the middle part, like the mid part of this video in which I was at the sales center, I was explaining the model. The complete distance of that beach in the front of this project of Passo, it's 250 meters, which is huge. You have the 250 meter of private beach. You have, of course, unobstructed views of the Palm as well on the one side, and open sea views on the other side, and also you will get the view of Dubai skyline from some floor plans. Yeah, of course, they have focused more on making a lot of amenities which made sense, unlike any other development in Dubai. They really made they really put some thought into the kind of amenities that they are coming up with. Now I don't want to jump into those kinds of amenities detail right now. I just wanted to make this presentation more focused on numbers. So here, Sky Gardens, infinity pools, library, cinema, wellness, pavilion, they are making all of that in the one project. So basically 1 to 4 bedroom apartments. So the ground floor, which I was showing it to you with the private pool, they have named it as the wellness floor. So anything which is on the ground floor will have any apartment, 1 bed, 2 bed or 3 bed, they will have their own private pool. This will not be like any kind of other development which have been launched in Dubai. in which developer just put the bathtub and they called it at a private pool. This is actually a pool that they are building, so it's a massive development, and they will once they will deliver, it will be even beautiful. So in the whole project of Passo, they are making two kinds of residences. One is elite and one is elegant residences. So in elite residences, when we will jump on the call, I will discuss with you the differences of the payment the floor plans. And in elite residences, the prices are a little bit higher, but they have added some extra rooms. They have changed the layout. They have made the size a little bit more than elegant residences inside the building. So in the same tower, they are building like EMAR does into their communities. Like they don't build same kind of houses, like lots of supply of the same kind of houses in the same community. They always change something in the sizes and the floor plan, so that there will be a uniqueness for anyone who is entering into that master plan. So they have done the same thing in this project. Two towers with different kind of floor plans. Even the ground floor, they have made it unique. And in the apartments which are on the upper floors, they have made the floor plans a little bit unique, so that if any investor who's looking to make money, they will pick up something on the limited supply. If anyone who is buying for himself, they will choose their own type of sizes. All kinds of preferences people have when they're buying a real estate, and they deserve that. So they basically made sure that if you want to buy something like this, you can get into details with the developer, and then you can discuss and you can choose your own type of preference inside this development. There are only 6 mansions, the oceanfront mansions, which we have seen 11,000 square feet of a plot, G+3, and with the private beach access. And also there are very few 4 to 5 penthouses with 4 and 5 bedroom. The 5 and 6 bedroom, I might be a little bit inaccurate with the typology of the oceanfront mansion, but from what I have seen, there 5 and 6 bedroom mansions are there on the oceanfront. Now 60/40 is the payment plan. Handover is in Q3 2029. So basically they are taking 20% down payment and then 10% every year. Very great leverage 60/40, because they know that people will have some kind of doubt that if the project will be delivered or delayed or anything like that. Now this developer already have paid the upfront cost for the project. They have acquired 100% of the land. They have taken all kinds of approvals. They have already injected a lot of money into launching this project. So if they delay, payments goes into the escrow accounts. So developer will be losing a lot on that time, because he have already put down so much liquidity inside this to complete this project. Now 60/40 basically gives you the comfort that developer wants to deliver on time or before time. So as soon as they will deliver and give you the handover, they will have the privilege to take the money out from the escrow. Now the EOI, right now the EOI phase is going on. You can put down 100,000 EOI and you will get your own kind of selection, which we can discuss that. And this is one of the last new plots on the Palm. Now, why it is a no-brainer investment? Like, it's positioned on the Dubai's most proven high growth asset. We already know, we can get into that discussion. I have already made some reports on the Palm. If you will contact me, we can discuss this in very detail, what has already happened with the prices of the Palm and how much time it took. But I will give you some kind of a perspective in this presentation as well. Now I want you to focus on the trend and what has happened. 2010, we were seeing some crisis. Dubai bounced back from those crises. Prices jumped. See, on the Palm, you can't judge from the average price of each development. On Palm, there are some very unique development which are going above 9,000, which I will come to that part later. Stick with me until the end of this video. But just to give you a complete, idea of the price trends on the Palm, on an average, it started with 2,000, reached to this mark 2015 when prices jumped a little bit. It reaches to 3,500 on an average on this part. Then in 2020, post-pandemic, prices start increasing because a lot of people seen how Dubai is welcoming. So the population started surging. A lot of people, we have seen, a boom of immigration happening in Dubai since 2021. So prices jumped a little bit. to around 3,800. And then in 2022 we have seen another price jump. So when people are coming, everyone have different kind of budgets. Not everyone is looking for that ultra luxury development. There are some developments on the Palm which you can get under the price range of 4,000 dirham price per square feet, because of the many reasons, the kind of a quality and the location on the Palm, many reasons, because there are like a couple of private developers who have built there. So in 2022 prices jump, and until 2025 prices still keeps on increasing. Now this chart is showing you 12,000 dirham. Now on 12,000 dirham price mark, if you were to see Royal Atlantis transaction, which is on the same location, Royal Atlantis transaction that I have seen personally, some of the transactions are going on this 12,000 price mark. So this data basically giving you the average transaction which are happening. So just stick with me and let's go over to the transaction part as well. Now you can see the difference. This is our Atlantis the Royal. Annual rent on Atlantis is basically 1.7 million. Typical size of a square feet is 2,500. And rent per square feet, that doesn't matter, but just to give you an idea, 1.7 million is basically an annual rent going on Atlantis the Royal. Any HNI who wants to experience the Palm, and he doesn't want to stay in any kind of a mediocre development, and he wants to stay at the top-notch ultra luxury development, or even on the villa. Even on the villas, the transaction of the rental amount for annual is going for more than a million dirham. In some cases, very unique cases, I've also heard that in 3 months people just took the villa for like more than $1 million to 1.5 million dirhams. But we are just taking what is registered in the market, what is already on the DLD data. So annual rent is basically on an average is 1.7 million in the Atlantis the Royal. Now right next to it is our Kempinski Palm Residences, where the rentals are going for 270 to 350,000. Typical size is 1,760 square feet. Now 8 is also right next to Kempinski, same kind of rents, 280 to 250,000. Sizes are ranging from 1,300 to 1,400 square feet. Murabba Residences, same, this is the same thing happening. These are very old kind of construction, so you can't really compare with Passo. Passo is a little bit, comparatively, if not equal to Royal Atlantis, but it's a unique development. They are coming up with unique amenities. They are coming up with unique resort style living, coming up with, the oceanfront mansions, G+3, 11,000 square feet with the private beach access, wellness activities, which we haven't seen on the Palm as much. They are coming up with something unique so that their development will hold value in the long-term future. So, but just to compare the numbers and everything, I am very straightforward guy. So I give the numbers out, explain you about the pros and cons of that project, and then you will have the chance to make your own decision. So 300,000 to 500,000 is the annual rent going for Murabba Residences, which is ready. Sizes are 1768 to 2,000 square feet. So this can give you some kind of an idea what is happening on that kind of a belt of Palm. Now this is important, all right? This is nothing that I am saying. This is basically data from DXB Interact. Now you can see one of the 3 beds, sold for, like the size of the 3 bed is 3,427 square feet. Sold for 10,500 price per square feet. Now this reminds me of Bulgari Resorts on the belt of J1. The uniqueness of the project, the location of the project, the difference, the kind of architecture that they have brought, the Michelin star restaurants which are located inside the Royal Atlantis, some kind of an exclusivity which gives you the feel of luxury, shown you the growth, what happened on the Royal Atlantis. This is the transaction, and the total price of that 3 bed is 36 million dirhams, which was sold on 29th of July 2025. We're talking about this year. Now another unit is a 2 bedroom, 2,700 square feet, sold for 19 million dirham, almost 7,000 square feet of a price point of the price mark. Another one is basically another 2 bed, 2,000 square feet, sold for 17 7.5 million, 8,510 price per square feet. Now, the difference between this one and this one could be many reasons. Maybe the unit floor plan was not as premium compared to this one, or maybe the guy was distressed and he just wanted to take an exit, so he took an offer and he just took an exit on a good premium. 18 July 2025. I'm talking about the transaction happened this month. I'm not talking about the 3 months before transaction. I'm talking about the transaction happened in this month. Now, the 2-bed, another one which we have explained, in 17.5 million, and then another 2-bed, so almost 3,000 square feet, sold for 24.5 million, 8,270 price per square feet. Now this also focus on the floors. Floor number 3, floor number 2, floor number 15, floor number 11. Now these kinds of transparency in Dubai ensures and give you and safeguard your interest, that whatever you are getting, you can expect something out of it. You can make your own expectation, you can project your own by seeing through the past trends, and you will understand like what's going to happen with this development as well. It's all about the holding capacity. So Royal Atlantis is the best example we have to compare with it, but I'm not saying that 100% that you can compare this to Passo, but just to give you an idea on that location, a unique development, what has already happened. So 2022, this is basically a price trajectory of Royal Atlantis on an average. 2022, it was being sold at 5,900, basically almost a 6,000 price per square feet. Then in 2023, prices reached to 8.23, like 8,200 square feet, then 9.1, 9,000 square feet, and then 9.34 square feet. Now, I'm not saying that you should buy this as an investment, but even if you're buying as an investment, you are not losing on this because of its uniqueness. Anything that you will see when you will visit the belt of that, specific crescent of Passo, you will see that this location holds value because of its superior views, multiple views, the views of the palm as well, the clear views of the palm as well. And the location already has some sort of an existing market for it, so you don't have to wait for the whole infrastructure to develop and then you will be able to do any kind of a transaction. Your property is very liquid even if you were buying on the off plan, and even if you're buying and you need to flip this, you can flip it after 30%. You can get the NOC from the developer. I will never encourage that, but this is what the developer of Beyond is like. In Maritime City, same thing is happening. I'm still getting offers for my units which I have sold, so I'm just letting the message out. Now we'll go over with the brochure, the renders, which we have already discussed, but there are some pointers that I want you to focus on, which is why it's a boring part. So anyone who is have already been bored with the numbers and everything, they might not like it. But again, anyone who is interested to look into the details, this last part will help them. So this is basically the location of Passo. So this is basically our Atlantis the Royal. This is our Nakheel Mall, located at the very start of it. And the same crescent that I was talking to you, this is the location of Passo. Right next to it is our Kempinski and the Raffles and the 8 Palm. And then you go further down towards the right hand side, you will find Atlantis the Royal. So as I was explaining it to you, from the some floor plans, you will be facing towards the Dubai skylines. So any floor plan which will be facing towards that part will have the open sea views. Any floor plan which will be facing towards the inside of the palm will have the clear sea views of the palm and the sea views as well, and the beach as well. Also, any floor plan which will be facing towards this side will have a clear skyline view of Dubai Marina and JBR and Dubai Harbor, the whole skyline which is being built already. Very beautiful, all kinds of views sells in Dubai, and if you're getting the right price, why not? So this is beautiful, right? So if you take a satellite view, you will see these are like millions and billions of dirhams of worth of an asset built on a beach, like a beachfront townhouses and the villas on the beach in the palm. And right opposite is our marvelous architecture of Royal Atlantis, gives you some kind of a perspective why this location has that kind of a uniqueness. It's a beautiful project. The Palm has already become the address for Dubai. Now, I want you to focus on one thing. You know, when we were at the model, we were seeing these oceanfront villas on this part, on the ground floor. Now, the residences which were on the ground floor with the private pool were at that part, from the back side as well and from the front side as well. Some of the penthouses are located here, the 5 penthouses which are here. We are discussing the Avita launch, the Bella will be launching, and you know, after they will sell out this first tower. You have so much of an amenities, the tree plantation and everything. Now they're doing the same thing on the forest district and on the maritime city when they're building the master community. You know, it's filled with pools, so many pools, different kinds of pools, the cabanas. So it will be a very exclusive kind of a location. It will not be a hotspot which will be filled with a lot of outside tourists. It will only be for the exclusive residences of Passo. So on the back side, you have a complete sea views. A lot of people prefer the open sea views. A lot of people will prefer the views of the Palm. This side, you will be having the views of the skyline of Dubai Marina. Now, this is another render which is showing you the downtown skyline and the houses on the Palm. And at this side, it is showing you the view of the Royal Atlantis. This is our oceanfront mansions. So you have seen the front side of the building. So this is basically from the back side, you have the entrance of the building. We can see that there are, you know, waterfalls being built on the entrance. On this part, you have like multiple entries and exits being built on the both buildings. So you will not be having that kind of a challenge of, you know, taking an entry from one place, and you will be, you know, facing a lot of challenge, you know, if it's crowded, if it's so many people are living. So it's very convenient kind of a functional project that they are building right now. They are making sure of everything is being done right. So this is basically a complete, you know, categorized view of the project. 625 residences altogether for the 2 towers, 5 penthouses, 6 beach mansions, 1 to 6 bedroom categories of an apartment, and also the villa. So just to give you another imagination, if anyone who is really deeply looking inside the you know, the details of this project, it comprises of the residences, the wellness collection, elite collection, which I have already explained, the penthouses and the beach mansion. It has everything for everyone. And it also, the project holds a lot of exclusivity because of its unique kind of a development and the kind of ecosystem that they are creating on one of the last finest plot of the Palm. And this is the one of the highest height approval that we have gotten for the Passo by Beyond. So any project on that location, it will be a little bit higher than every project which is being built on that present. Now, this is another beautiful render that I want you to focus on. Is basically a render inside the apartment which will be facing towards the Palm, the floor plan which will be facing towards the Palm. It is a beautiful view. These kinds of views are the most premium views in Dubai. You know, the downtown fountain views are being sold for, you know, absurd prices in the market because it holds that kind of a demand. Anyone who is high net worth individual, he has his own preference and demand, and he is willing to pay the price for it if he likes that kind of a view. So this kind of a beautiful premium views with the Royal Atlantis, the Palm, and the Palm Jumeirah, Burj Al Arab, the Dubai skyline, you know, what else do you need for your asset to not appreciate, right? So thank you for watching. I hope you liked this video and the complete presentation that I tried to give you for Passo by Beyond. It's a very unique development which is coming up. It's one of the last plots and it is a very modern development. I know 100% for sure, if you were to pick right kind of an asset and the floor plan inside this development, you will 100% be able to maximize your ROE. And also if you're looking for your own self and you want to stay on the prime zones of Dubai, I think this is the thing that aligns with your objective. 2029 is 4 years time for this project to be handing over. It's not a big massive project which will take some time. Infrastructure is already there on the Palm Jumeirah. So I think it makes it a very no-brainer kind of investment in Dubai. And there are more details which we can discuss, which I cannot put it on this video, otherwise this video will become 45 to 60 minutes long. So if you want to know more about more in-depth details of the numbers, what is happening on the hotels on the Palm Jumeirah right now, on the season time and on the non-season times, what are the values of the villas, all kinds of reports if you want to see and you want to understand and you were really seriously looking for some kind of an investment in Dubai. So I think we should end this video right now. So thank you for watching. This is Matlub Ahmed Khan signing out.